Hello, in this video I will be talking about data entry form customization. The whole process of customizing data entry form is very similar to the one described in the list view customization video. Also, we had a video named custom fields where I have described how to add custom field and then how to edit data entry form to display that custom field there. So this topic was partially covered already in this playlist of about TBM tutorials, but here it will be a dedicated video about this functionality. So let's start, and during this video we will show how to work with data entry form customization feature, and also we will create some data entry form from scratch just to demonstrate how it looks like and how easy to use this functionality. So as with list views customization, data entry form customization can be found under settings navigation item on the left menu here and data entry form layouts. When you open the list, you will find the whole list of default data entry forms, and you can see that is predefined is selected by default for each of these views. This means that such view, predefined one, cannot be edited or deleted or whatever, but it can be used as a base for new data entry forms which you will be creating. So to avoid creating some view from scratch, you can just find necessary view, clone it, and just make necessary corrections there. Entity type shows you to which type of object this data entry form is linked to. When you go through different tables, you view different data in the TBM like projects, assignments, clients. These all are data types. And for each of these data types, you will find detail view or data entry form in the TBM. So by entity type, by filtering here, you can quickly find necessary view which you can start working with as a base. Only for new entities, checkbox specifies when and where to use the particular detail view or data entry form. When you open some, for example, translation job, which already exists in the database, one form can be used, but when you click create a new one, another one can be used. So if you check this box only for new entities, then that form can be used by default only when you create entity of this type. But when you edit entity later, which already exists in database, another form can be used. Target users and target roles allow you to specify usernames and role names to which the particular view should be automatically applied. When some user in the application opens some data entry form, application start searching for a form which should be assigned to that user, and it follows some logic. First of all, application tries to find a view where target user contains name of the currently logged in user. And if such view is found, then it will be automatically applied for current user. Forgot to mention that initially its application searches by non-predefined views. So if you have some custom views, it will have higher priority than predefined view. Then if target view is not found for currently logged in user, then application will search by target role. Again, then if not found, it will search by all target users, all target roles, and non-predefined. This is third step. On the first step, it will search predefined view for target user, then predefined view for target role, and lastly, it will try to find the form which is predefined, where target users and target roles is all. So this is a logic how it works. Now let's try to open, for example, some translation job detail view. You can see that it contains some elements. First of all, there is a group, and this group contains some fields. Here is another group with some caption, with a border and another set of fields. This time we find this field notes and notes internal, which has a bit higher height than default editors. Then we have another group, and this group consists of tabs. And inside each tab you can find different contents like checkboxes and tables. Different information can be displayed here. On the right there is another group similar to this one with some caption, which contains also a number of elements. How this all is composed on the screen? By default we have a columnar layout, and each row in the view contains a number of columns. Probably it's better to start showing data entry form. Let's search for translation job detail view, which is default one, and let's create a new view by cloning an existing one, like that. So you can see the same representation which we saw now in the real data entry form, but here is just a sketch how form looks like. Here is the same group, you can see, then here is a tabs and totals group. On the left you will find tree view, which represents this structure. You can see that we have few groups on the root level, and then each group contains some other elements. For example, if I expand main data group, you will find a number of fields here, which is shown by this icon. But if I expand tabs group, then you can find that this tabs group contains number of nested groups, and then each group inside this tabs group contains some fields, like that. Then how it is achieved that this group occupies the whole width, this one as well, and elements inside the group occupy some 1/4 of width, available width, and here tabs takes around probably 2/3 and then 1/3 totals. This is achieved by 12 column width layouts. Each element in the group or in the layout may have some width. This width can be in a range from 1 to 12. The whole width, which is 100%, is equals to 12 columns, and the minimum width is 1 column. So this means that virtually we can place up to 12 elements in one row, no more. And now you can understand that this group width is set to 12, and width of each element inside of this group was set to 12 divided by 4, and this means that width will be 3. And if I will select this group in the layout, tree view, and click edit, you can find that item type is selected as group, item caption, and number of columns was set to 12. For this, if I double click here, you can see that number of columns is 3. For notes, you remember that notes took more space vertically than other elements. If I expand it and find notes, you can see that it takes 6 columns and 3 lines. So this is how we achieve desired width of elements and their and their height. So by assigning necessary width in form of a number of columns, you can place elements in the right order. Also, you can create groups inside other groups. So for example, if we have this main data group and put 2 other groups inside it, then inside of each group we can continue to use 12 columns. So virtually we can have one column here, and each group will contain 12 elements like this and 12 elements here. So by nesting groups you can achieve any possible layout. And you can see here that this group has 12 columns, this one also 12, but if we go to properties of the tab group, you can find that it takes 9 columns. And of course totals will have 3. And here is, in this example, totals, which occupies 3 columns on the root level. Inside it contains a number of fields, and this width of each field is set to 12 because we want to occupy the whole available space in the group to which this field belongs to. And if I expand totals to prove it and double click on average volume, you can see that we use 12 columns. Also, you noticed that we have this checkbox, start new row. This means that application will put fields one after another until 12 columns limit is reached. But if, for example, we have 3 fields here like number, and date, and want to put deadline into next row without occupying this space, we can expand main data group, double click on deadline, and check this box, start new row, and click OK. And after that you can see that this space is now empty and deadline was moved to a new line. In the same manner we can increase width of any field, and it will be immediately reflected in the layout preview area, like that. Okay, so now we have edited, for example, a view. We just made very small edits, but deadline is now moved from the first row to the second one, and its width was made larger. Let's check how it looks like in the UI. We have created a new view, and in target users and target roles we select nothing, which means that it will be used for all. And I click save. Now let's close it, and you can see that nearby of predefined translation job detail view we have non-predefined view. And now if we will go to translation job list and open any job, you can see that now our deadline occupies much more space than needed. So of course that edit wasn't correct, but you can see how it works, and it was applied to our UI. Now let's say that we have other users of the application, and let's go to security users, and let's see that we have a manager user. So let's return to our view, let's go to edit, and in the target users let's select manager, and I click save. Now let's return to list of jobs and open our job, and you can see that deadline is now here because that custom view which we have created was assigned to a manager user but not to admin user, which I'm using here. So here I've got default view, and if we will switch to another browser and log in as manager here, and let's open some translation job, you can see that we've got edited layout presented for this user. So this possibility to customize form and assign it on the admin level to our users and to our some roles, it's like another level of security when we can hide unnecessary fields from the view, and user who uses application on their end, they won't be able to view some data which we hide from the layout. Now, just for an example, let me demonstrate a workflow, how to create a form for this translation job from scratch. Probably I won't be adding such many fields as we have, but let me just add number field, date, deadline, probably client, project manager, and translation job tasks, receivables, and totals. Let's go to list of views, and I click new, provides some name, detail custom view, for example, and for target type, let's select translation job, like that. Target users all and target roles all. And now I will be silent, we'll turn on some music probably and speed up video so you can just watch the workflow, how layout is created. So let's start. So you can see how simple it was. We have created few groups, have put few fields into these groups, placed them side by side, and saved some space and created pretty simple translation job editing form by displaying translation job tasks and job receivables side by side, not inside separate tabs as in default form. And even we have put some static text with some warning symbol and icon like that. So thank you for watching. Hope it was useful video for you and you've got some new information and it will be useful in your daily usage of DBM. Thank you and see you in next videos. Bye bye.